Well, as expected, home sales crashed. I think it was only 2 or 3 days ago. We talked about the experts and their calls for home sales and came out pretty hard saying that they were going to crash or go negative a lot more than expected. We do get the big number tomorrow. Tomorrow is pending home sales, but we don't know what those will be, but we got new home sales. New home sales was a huge disappointment, but not a shock, not a surprise to this community. Why? Frankly, because we talked to people in the business and all of them were telling us it was crickets and tumbleweeds. Remember those conversations? 3 weeks heading up to the election, nobody was out shopping for new homes. And the experts were wrong again. So what were the numbers? Last month, new home sales came in at 738,000. There was an estimate that they would come in at 725,000. As we talked about over the weekend, I thought the number would be a huge miss to the downside. And boy, oh boy, was it ever. It came in at an annualized number of 610. That is a miss of 115,000. Sales went down 17.3%. Again, the experts were wrong, but we were on it on this channel. It'll be very interesting to see if there's some give back, a shock to the upside next month. Again, how much of this was true demand destruction versus demand delayed? I think a lot of it would have been demand delayed, but we shall see in the numbers next month. On top of that, we did get consumer confidence. Consumer confidence is at a year high. I think it is up 6 months in a row. It might be 4 months in a row. Last month was 109. Again, don't worry about these numbers. The numbers really don't mean anything. Just watch direction and anytime there is an inflection point. So last month was 109.6. It was expected to get better to 111.4. It actually came in at 111.7. So again, trending in the right direction and a little bit better than expected. What I saw under the covers of consumer confidence was actually a noticeable jump in financial expectancy in 6 months. What does that mean? That means the 3,000 people surveyed, more of them were feeling optimistic about the U.S. economy in 6 months. That is the part of the surveys, like not how are you doing today, but how do you think you will be doing in 6 months? And that part of the survey saw a noticeable increase. I didn't notice when the survey was taken. I probably should have looked that up now that I'm thinking about it. I'm curious if this data was collected before or after the election. I don't know. But as we have talked on this channel, there does seem to be a vibe shift in the economy, in business owners that I speak with, investors that I speak with. So again, I don't know when the survey was done. I'm going to go look that up. Let me write this down. Consumer confidence survey. It'll be interesting to see when that was done. I don't know. If you know in the notes, leave a comment below if you know, or you can look it up in Google when the survey was done. I think that would be interesting to know. Not sure if you're following Bitcoin, but I do want to give a shout out to Dan Bird. Dan Bird, once again, looking at the charts, said that Bitcoin was likely going to fall to 90K. And at least as of this morning, he looks like he got another call right. I think it hit 91K this morning. I think it is very interesting to watch how consistent Dan is in his calls and predictions. So shout out Dan for making that nice call. According to FedWatch, the chances of a December rate cut are dwindling. It was as high as 80% for a little bit. It's now 56% chance of a rate cut in December. I don't know. I mean, a lot of talk from the Fed, slower, unsure, do they want to go down a full 100 basis points in weight? I guess that's my guess. They'll give us this final quarter and then hold for at least 6 months. But that will be interesting to watch. Yesterday, we talked about the Treasury Secretary pick, Scott Bessent. I did not know him, as I said yesterday. I did do quite a bit of reading. Near as I can tell, he is a world-renowned investor. He's actually traded or invested with George Soros, according to some of my articles. He was part of that team for a while. He appears to be pro-crypto, pro-innovations, and is the foremost, according to one article, the foremost international investor. And then basically what people think Scott Bessent will be doing is he will smooth out or reduce the impact of severe tariffs. He's basically going to make it a blunt instrument. Not that they can't be threats and all of that, which they undoubtedly will. But it seems like the market, if you saw the bond market yesterday, the bond market really loved Scott as a pick, which I thought was interesting. I do want to shout out 3 people who have joined school in the last 24 hours. You guys are amazing. Thank you for being a part of it. Eli, Richard, and Robert. Eli, Richard, and Robert, thank you for joining. Make sure you introduce yourself. Always remember, we've got lots of goodies available at level 2 and level 3. We got a little gamification going on inside school to unlock masterclass on creative financing. We've got some great stuff from Jason Pritchard at level 2 and Ty at level 2. And then you've got a 10-week boot camp at level 3. So make sure you are a part of that. We did get a lot of retail earnings, and they really were a mixed bag. We've got some people killing it and some people struggling. We'll go through the numbers. Abercrombie and Fitch beat top line, beat bottom line, and actually expects a strong holiday quarter. So I guess clothing is in. Dick's Sporting Goods beat top line, beat bottom line, and raised guidance, highlighted a robust holiday guide. Then we go to Kohl's. Ooh, this one's an ouch. Kohl's had a horrible quarter, frankly. They did beat on revenue, but missed on earnings and had a horrible guidance. Lowers forecast on waning holiday spending. So it's pretty interesting. We got Dick's Sporting Goods and Abercrombie up. We got Kohl's with a disaster. Don't know what you want to make of that. We got Best Buy. Apparently, a lot of us have bought all of our electronics already. Best Buy cut full year forecast on softer demand for consumer electronics. So again, pretty interesting there. Last one I got is Burlington. They missed on revenue, but beat on earnings. We did get Case-Shiller. We got Case-Shiller report again. To me in this channel, Case-Shiller is, at least in the moment, is a slow and almost unhelpful forecast. Or it's actually not a forecast. It's a value. It's a statement of value. It's 2 months old. And as you know, the market is certainly different today than 2 months ago. But with historical context, the ability to look at years of data, Case-Shiller is very valuable and why we continue to talk about it. Case-Shiller month on month came in with a negative 0.1%. Year on year, still positive at 3.9% year on year. So again, very interesting. Not to be outdone, Mike Simonson with the weekly report from Altto's Research does amazing work. Give him a follow. Active inventory fell. We are in that part of the season where people are taking their listings off the market, maybe having cancellations and expires. It is interesting to note that inventory is still up 27% year on year. It's just down 0.5% week on week. New listings came in at 53,000. That is up 5% year on year. Not really a noticeable uptick. So this is definitely the slow season. I thought there might have been a little bit of pent-up demand post-election, right? Again, a lot of people weren't listing, so I thought there might have been a little bit more there. We did get 56,000 new contracts. 56,000 new contracts. That is actually up 6% year on year. So again, Year on year, inventory up 27%, new listings up 5%, pendings, new contracts up 6% year on year. So some interesting stuff. I saw an interesting article, or actually from Warren Buffett. He released a letter, which he does occasionally, talking about your kids and your wealth, which I thought was an interesting topic for this channel. According to Warren Buffett, something you should do when your kids are mature, when they're old enough to have this conversation, is you should talk to them about your will. You should allow your kids to read your will so that they can ask questions. Why this? Why that? Before you sign it, which I thought is an interesting twist. Why make it a surprise? Again, talk to your kids about what your wishes are, why you've made the choices you've made. Allow them to ask questions. The last thing you want to do is create hurt feelings after you are gone. You don't want to cause fights or strife. I thought that was an interesting discussion. Now, again, he was very clear in his article. You should do this once your kids are mature, right? So you're not going to do this with a 4-year-old or 8-year-old. But again, I thought that was an interesting thing to talk about. What else do we got? I think that might be it for the day. Yep, that's all I got for the day. I hope you guys have an amazing day. This is your daily financial news. Like, subscribe, comment, join school, 67 cents a day. Oh, don't forget the Vegas event. Tickets are selling. You want to be in Vegas with hundreds of other investors going in the same direction. You want to ask questions of the millionaires. You want to have some fun. You just want to, get together in real life. We are doing that February 15th and 16th in Vegas. If you have a significant other, make it a long weekend. Come out, celebrate Valentine's Day, which is that Friday. Come get a couple of amazing days with amazing people, Saturday, Sunday, and heck, do something on Monday, because Monday is a holiday as well. So I hope to see you all in Vegas. Go to Eventbrite. You can look for One Rental at a Time. You can join school. Just go to school.com, One Rental at a Time. Folks, take care. Like, subscribe, comment. We'll talk tomorrow. Peace.